Hi again and welcome to another episode of Weekday Chatter. Choice, the illusion. Now in life, we have choices, but there are certain aspects of life where we believe we have a choice, but the reality of it is we don't really. Choice becomes an illusion. If you're a bit confused by what I'm trying to say, watch on to find out more. I got the phrase choice is an illusion from the movie Matrix. Great movie, watched it several times, loved it. The actual phrase in the movie was choice is an illusion created between those with power and those without. This phrase couldn't be more true. Now, during the stage in my life where I was going through the period of trying to unlock the matrix that is life, I got to a stage where I believed that I could do anything and challenge everything. The actual system itself, the way it worked, the unfair authoritarian practices, etc. It was when I got burned, so to speak, slightly, when I stuck my hand in this area, that I started having an understanding of what this phrase in the Matrix actually meant. I'm going to explain to you now. There is a big difference between real choice and the illusion of choice. So let's say you go down to the supermarket. You walk into the supermarket, you go down the aisle where there's several brands of cereal. You can choose to pick up any brand of cereal that you want from there. You can pick up more than one brand of cereal. You can walk away and not pick up any brands of cereal. You can choose to carry on watching this video, you can choose not to. Actually, scrap that. You don't have a choice, you need to watch this video. Those are real choices, choices that you are in control of. I'm sure we can agree on this. Now, when I was on my journey to try and unlock the matrix of life, one of the areas that I looked into was the birth certificate. Now, I checked into lots of controversial areas, but this particular one stuck out to me. There's going to be a few of you that know what I'm about to say, but the birth certificate is what actually plugs you into the system of the country, the system of the world. I'm going to explain a little bit more. Imagine you didn't have a birth certificate. How would you be taxed? How would you be pursued for a fine? How would you be pursued for a parking ticket? If a letter was addressed to blank at a certain address, who would it be for? If no one had birth certificates, that letter could be for anyone. It would be virtually impossible to enforce statute law. You have to ask yourself, why is everyone running around with birth certificates then? If they didn't have it, they would be exempt from any of these statutes. Now, if you think, it's because you have no choice but to register the birth of a child, I'm here to tell you it's not the case at all. You don't have to register the birth. There are approximately 200 million children under the age of 5 in the world who've never been registered as being born and do not have a birth certificate. So it seems to me, and it may seem to you, that registering the birth of a child is a choice. However, this is where the illusion comes in. Let's say you have a baby in the UK or the US. You can give birth to a baby without being in a hospital. Even if you were in a hospital, you can give birth to a baby and take your baby away from the hospital. You can bring up your child, no problem without a birth certificate. You can homeschool your child. So if you're worried about schooling and learning, you can homeschool the child, no problem. What if the child grows up and wants to get a job? Can get cash in hand job. You can provide the child with money, the child can work for you. Buying a house or a car, obviously the child won't be able to do that when the child is an adult, but do they really need to do that? They can live at your place. Do they need to really have a car? Is it a necessity? No. The illusion comes into play when this child, which is now an adult, becomes known to authorities. A routine stop by a police officer, an altercation that involves the police. This is what will happen. As soon as the authorities are unable to identify the person, they will take that person off the streets and lock them up until an identity can be established. When people talk about freedom in countries, there's a limit to freedom, and this level of freedom does not extend to not having a birth certificate. Using the US and the UK as the examples, countries like this will never allow anyone to be roaming their streets without being accounted for. They will want to establish identity of a person as soon as they know they are out in their streets. And if they cannot establish an identity, they will give them an identity before they are allowed back out into their system, out into society. It's pretty much like when someone is studying a species of animal, they want to know their behavior, their habits, their breeding patterns, etc. They'll capture the animal, tag the animal, so they're accounted for, and then release them back into the wild. It's pretty much the same as that. The people with power take away the element of choice. So you don't actually have the choice not to have a birth certificate. It's like if you're stopped for a traffic offence like jumping a red light, you can choose to challenge the charge or not to challenge the charge. If you choose to challenge the charge, then you end up having to go to court. The police officer who stops you would even say to you, you can challenge it, no problem, it's fine, you can challenge the charge. So say it's gone all the way to court and you're in court now and you're in front of a judge. The judge will say to you, do you choose to plead guilty or not guilty? Those are the two choices. Now, if you say, neither, I don't want to plead either, the judge will respond to you and say, you don't have that choice. You can only choose to plead guilty or not guilty. Now, if you answer the judge and said to him, why not? Why am I not able to not pick any of those two choices and choose another choice? The judge will again say, you can only pick from the choices that I give you. And if you say to the judge, I don't like either of those choices, so I don't want to pick from either of them, this is what the judge will do. Wait for it. The judge will pick a plea for you. And the plea that he picks will stand as if you had picked the plea. So if he picks not guilty, that is as if you picked not guilty, and it'll be registered as you picking not guilty. Now, say the judge picks not guilty for you. You have a choice to attend the hearing or not attend the hearing. However, if you don't attend the hearing will go on without you. And what will happen is, you'll be found guilty in the hearing, and punishment will be delivered, whether you're at the hearing or not. Choice is an illusion between those with power and those without. This is just part of what I've learned during my adventure in unlocking the matrix that is life. I learned a lot more. I might do another video to cover a few other areas if I get enough likes on this video and people want to hear more about it. Think about your life and think about how many choices are really actually yours, and also think about how many choices are given the illusion of being yours, but are not really. Before I conclude this video, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you like my content, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of my videos. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope it's got you thinking. If you like this video, hit the like button and put any comments in the comment box, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for watching.